Welcome back to the party. This one's gonna be like a somber podcast, but you know what? The one thing I always get asked is, how do I move on from my ex? And also, what do I do if he moves on? How do I cope with the fact that he has moved on? And me and my friend Kaylee talked about this, and she told me the Denim Theory. And I think that this theory will change all girls' perspective, even guys' perspective, on how you should feel if your ex moves on, because everybody knows that it is inevitable after you guys break up that he's going to move on. It's just part of life and he has to move on. And if you guys come back to each other later on in life, then so be it. But in the process of getting over someone, you tend to move on to someone else. Let's put the Denim Theory into perspective. You can't be afraid of him moving on. He's like an old pair of jeans that when you first got, you loved them and they fit you perfectly. But now you've washed them and they don't fit. You might have ripped them when you were trying to zip them up and make them fit you perfectly. And it will give you a muffin top and you don't want to lose weight in order to make them fit you, so you don't want to change yourself. You decide to give them away. And another girl comes along and those jeans fit her perfectly. She doesn't even mind that there's a little rip in it either. And instead of getting upset and trying to take them back and keep them at the bottom of your drawer, you gave them away. There are so many jeans to pick from within this world. There's a million pairs of jeans. And maybe you'll find a pair that some other girl didn't like and they didn't fit her anymore. And those are the jeans that fit you perfectly now. How it works is the little rips within the jeans was basically the traumas that this person's been through in their life. And maybe you couldn't deal with those traumas, but someone else can. And I know that there is this whole thing where when you really love someone, you cannot imagine being without them, and them being with someone else. You don't want to see someone happy with someone else. No matter how much you love them, you don't want to see them happy with someone else. But that's how it should be. And you wore these jeans to death. You loved them to death. And they were the perfect fit for you at that time. But people outgrow each other, and that's a normal part of life, and people are going to always outgrow each other. But you can't change yourself in order to be perfect for someone else. The whole point of a good relationship is to be able to grow with someone and love someone, and you guys grow as better people together. But you shouldn't have to force yourself to be a different person in order for this person to love you or be the perfect fit for you. That person that you are supposed to be with is going to be the person that fits you perfectly. And you don't need to change yourself for anybody. And they'll love you as you come, rips and all. But you always have to keep in mind, everybody has a past. With your ex-boyfriend, you're going to be the ex-girlfriend to the new girlfriend. And with your next boyfriend, you're going to be the new girlfriend to the ex-girlfriend. And she's probably going to compare herself to you all the time. They were not a perfect fit, and you guys were a perfect fit. In a way, having your sloppy seconds, if you want to put it in like a derogatory way, she has your sloppy seconds. People will always try to go back to their ex-boyfriend or their ex-girlfriend and say, well, things can change now. I'm a better person now, and we're a better fit now. But you don't know that. You just miss something. You miss something that you once had. If you get back together with your ex a second time after you broke up the first time, you are not falling in love with them. You're falling in love with the memories that you had. And then you're going to try and recreate them. It doesn't always work. So instead of trying to make these old jeans fit you, try and find a new pair. Because you can find a new pair. It just takes time. And just to add on to this, I was talking to my friend Enzo, who is amazing. He said something so insightful that I was shocked when he said it. The only answer is to move on. You can move on with your life and they will miss you and want you back, or you can move on with your life and they don't want you back. But the worst thing that can happen is you move on with your life. So people will always be like, what do I do while we're not together? How do I live my life without him? Regardless, you have to move on with your life. You have no choice. And if he wants you back, he wants you back. But if he doesn't, he doesn't. That's the worst thing that can possibly happen to you. I know that in breakups, everybody thinks, well, I need to level up. I need to get better. I need to make him realize what he is missing out on. You actually don't need to do that. If someone sees that you're thriving and you're happy, that's incredible and that's amazing, but you should be wanting to do that for yourself. You shouldn't be wanting to do that for someone else. Trust me, I've been in that position where I have felt that I wanted to be the best version of myself just because this person doesn't want to be with me anymore. But I shouldn't have to become the best version of myself in order for you to want to be with me. You should want to be with me through the hardships, through the struggles, through me having panic attacks, or through me getting the best brand deal ever and wanting to take you on a trip. Like, you should want me through the good and the bad. If you only want me when I am the best, you don't deserve me at all. And people will go through this entire process of, after a breakup, they're like, I need to post this. I need to go out. I need to show him that he is missing every single part of me that he really needs in his life. Show that for yourself, because someone else is going to acknowledge that. And yeah, maybe they'll want you back after they see that you are thriving. But why would you want someone who only wants you when you're doing okay? Because you're a human being. No matter what part of your life you are going through, there are going to be downfalls within your life. You are not going to always be a happy-go-lucky person who is thriving at all times. You can try to be that person, but you'll probably go insane, because when the smallest imperfection happens, you'll go nuts because you've been trying so hard to make yourself perfect for the entire duration of your life, because this person doesn't want to be with you unless you are perfect. You're a human being, and if you love someone, and this is for every single person, man, woman, whatever, everybody is going through this process of trying to figure themselves out, no matter what age you are at. And people will say to me all the time, I know exactly what I want. I know who I am. But then they'll go on to say things that they don't like about themselves, things that are going wrong with their career, things about their family that no one else knows, because they get comfortable and they start to open up about who they actually are. And no one has their life figured out as much as you think they do. Money doesn't make it so you have a great life. Some of the richest people are the saddest people in life, and you think that money does it all, but it doesn't. I have been in positions where I have been the most successful I've ever been. Like, I can financially support myself, be independent, I can move out, get a nice place, I can go travel, go to all these amazing events. But nothing is more fulfilling than being able to share that experience and that wealth with someone else. And sometimes when you go home after a long day of having an amazing night and being with your friends and being successful and all these things, sometimes it's just nice to come home to someone and share that with someone, and being able to tell someone about your stories, or just being able to have them there so you don't feel alone. Some of the most wealthy people are the most alone. And people can say, well, you shouldn't need love in order to feel like you are happy. That's what humans run off of. We run off of love and relationships with friends and being able to experience things with other people. Think of all of your fondest memories. You're not alone. You're with someone, whether that be your family, a friend, a stranger. You're not alone. And people will always say, well, you shouldn't have to rely on someone for your happiness. You don't have to rely on anyone else for your happiness. You don't. But it is nice to have someone there. By the way, when you see that your ex is on Instagram and he's having so much fun, or she's having so much fun, Instagram is a facade. I literally just had this conversation 3 days ago with my friend who called me and said, he is having so much fun. He looks so good on Instagram. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, I feel like I'm fucking up. Like, why is he so happy without me? Instagram is not always accurate. It's not showing everything. And also, if you are able to be on your phone when you are having the funnest time of your life, chances are you're not having the most fun. Every time that I'm having a phenomenal time in life, I don't even have my phone near me. I don't even remember where my phone is. I lose my phone. I have had moments where I've been with someone that I love so much, and we're just hanging out and having so much fun. 5 hours has passed. have no idea where my phone is. And people will blow me up and be like, where are you? Why are you not talking to me? Like, why are you not answering the phone? I genuinely wasn't on my phone. And that's when I know that I had a fun night or that I am enjoying my time with someone. If I need my phone as my safety blanket, chances are I'm having a terrible time. Instagram is a lie. And I know that you think he's having a phenomenal life without you. But I would be more scared that he's not posting at all rather than posting every day. Because if he's posting every day, most likely he's trying to convince someone that he's happy. If you see me vlogging constantly, chances are I'm trying to distract myself from something because that's my outlet. So when you see me vlogging all the time, which there was a time 2 months ago where I was vlogging every single day. And don't get me wrong, I had an amazing time throughout that, but I started vlogging constantly because I was so sad and I just wanted something creative to make because I needed to get my mind off of anything that was going on in my life. I have been in a fucking rut for the past 5 months of my life. It's been horrendous, but that is my outlet and it's always been my outlet. And people have walked up to me and said, Morgan, you look like you are so happy. Like, how was New York? Were you having the best time ever? Like, I watched all your vlogs. I watched all your Pilates videos. And I looked at them and I said, yeah, TikTok's a facade sometimes. And I'm not really that happy, no. But thank you so much for thinking I was. I'm happy that my videos made you feel something. But some people didn't grasp what was actually going on. And that's how I knew someone wasn't that close to me, because the people that were closest to me literally said to me, Morgan, you look like you are having the time of your life, but I know how sad you are. And I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to distract myself from anything and everything. And when I feel like I'm doing so much during a day, like if I go out and have the best time ever, so you think, and I'm making all these videos showing that I'm doing 7 things in one day, it's because I'm trying to distract myself from something. If I am at home and like at peace, which I have not felt in so long, but if I am at home and at peace, that means that I'm doing okay. But if I'm doing 7 million things in one day, that means that something's wrong. If it has nothing to do with work and I'm just trying to like go work out, then go shopping, then go see 7 different types of friend groups, and then not being able to sleep, and I'm filming all of that, it means that something's wrong. It doesn't mean that I'm doing okay. And that's what I mean by social media is not always what it seems to be. So if you see that your ex is thriving, he's not, and that's okay. Even if he was, that's not your business, because you guys are not together anymore. And I know that that is the worst thing to hear, because it feels gut-wrenching when someone says that, but you aren't together anymore. Your lives are separate now. They are separated, and you guys are 2 different people, and you cannot compare your life to his life. That's what you have to realize within social media, is that you're going to see that he's going out, so you're going to feel like you need to go out. You don't need to go out. You don't need to. Just because he's posting that he's out doesn't mean that you now need to one-up him and post that you're out. You guys aren't in a competition. It's not a competition. You guys broke up. It doesn't mean that you guys automatically need to start hurting each other. And that's what I don't understand about some people with breakups. You don't need to hurt each other in the process of your breakup. You guys can break up and still be good people to each other. You don't need to always have these moments where, well, he's doing this, so now I need to do this. You don't need to be in competition with each other. It's not you 2 versus each other. It's you versus you now, because you're in your healing journey and you need to be okay with the fact that you are healing, instead of compare your life to someone who is not a part of your life anymore. You have no other choice but to move on. And that's okay, because regardless, whatever happens in life, it is supposed to happen. What's meant to be will be. But sitting around waiting for someone, putting your life on pause and thinking that if I put my life on pause, then I don't have to start a new one. Because some people after a breakup will stop their life for who knows how long. Stop their life and start it once the person comes back, if the person comes back, because you are so scared of letting that person go. Because if you start moving on with your life, they start to become further and further away from you to a point where you end up letting them go. And that's a terrifying thing when you just built a life with someone. But you have no choice. You have to move on. And if they come back, they come back. But if they don't, they don't. The worst thing that happens is that you move on with your life. And is that really that bad? He's just not your perfect pair of jeans. And you'll find your perfect pair of jeans. And they'll fit you amazing and make your ass look phenomenal. See you at the next party.